What if the most powerful thing you could say is nothing at all? No text, no call, no closure, just silence. That's the moment she starts to panic. See, when she pulled away, when she tested you, left you on red, or walked out, she wasn't looking for finality. She was looking for control. She wanted to feel like she could break you just to see if you'd beg her to put the pieces back together. That's not love, that's power play. And most men fail that test by handing her exactly what she wants: their pride, their emotions, their dignity. But not you. Not this time. You didn't fall apart. You didn't chase. You didn't try to explain your worth to someone who already knew it, but pretended not to. Instead, you got quiet. And that silence, it was your rebellion. It was the void that made her question everything. Did he stop caring? Did he find someone else? Why isn't he breaking like every other guy? And in that void, a storm begins, but not inside you, inside her. Because silence isn't empty, it's full of answers. When you say nothing, you force her to sit in the consequences of her actions. She has to face the reflection of her own games, alone. This is where dark Stoicism steps in. It's not about coldness, it's about self-control. You stop bleeding for someone who handed you the knife. You stop justifying your emotions to someone who profits off your chaos. You become untouchable, not because you've stopped feeling, but because you've started leading. And here's the truth. She might come back. She might test the waters to see if you're still on the hook. But your silence must be louder than your desire. Your discipline has to speak louder than your wounds. Because that's the moment you rise, from a heartbroken man to a stoic force. This isn't about revenge. This is about never letting someone see you lose yourself for them. And when you choose that kind of silence, trust me, they hear it, loud and clear. If you're done being a prisoner to your feelings, if you're ready to master your mind and own your silence, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. My silence speaks louder than pain. Number 1. Silence is the loudest answer. She expected drama. She expected a breakdown, a wall of texts, desperate calls, maybe a "we need to talk." That's how it usually goes. She pulls away and he chases. It feeds her ego. It validates her control. But what happens when you give her nothing? No reaction, no message, just silence. That's when it all starts to collapse for her, because now she doesn't know where she stands. She thought she was in control, but now she's in the dark, and that silence, it's deafening. This is where your power begins. When you choose silence over reaction, you're not being passive, you're being strategic. You're showing her that your emotions aren't on a leash she can tug when she wants attention. You're showing her that you don't owe her chaos just because she created it. Silence is a mirror. It reflects everything back onto her. She'll sit there and wonder, why didn't he say anything? Why isn't he fighting for me? Has he really moved on? That uncertainty haunts her. It digs deeper than any argument ever could. Because when you react, she knows exactly where you stand. But when you go quiet, she's forced to face something far more unsettling. The possibility that she no longer has power over you. And this isn't just about her. This is about you mastering your emotions. It's about recognizing that not everything demands a response, that some things are beneath you, that your peace isn't up for negotiation. If you're done giving energy to what disrespects your worth, if you're ready to let silence speak for you, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I release what I cannot control. Number 2. She wanted to break you, not lose you. Let's make one thing clear. She never wanted to lose you. She just wanted to see if she could break you. There's a difference. Her mind wasn't on love. It was on leverage. When she pulled away, when she flirted with indifference, when she tested your patience, it wasn't because she didn't care. It was because she wanted to see how much control she had. Could she hurt you without consequences? Could she disrespect you and still be chaste? She wanted to see you bend without snapping. That gave her a sense of power, but she miscalculated. She thought you were like the rest. She thought the fear of losing her would be stronger than your self-respect. that you'd grovel, overextend, try to prove your worth. And when you didn't, when you stayed calm, cold, and quiet, that's when it hit her. She didn't break you, she lost you, and the moment she realized that, the game flipped. You didn't become harder, you became smarter. You saw through the manipulation. You recognized the cycle: push, pull, test, control. But you didn't flinch, you held the line. That's when a man becomes dangerous, not when he yells, but when he doesn't react, when he no longer needs to explain himself. That's dark stoicism. You're not trying to win her back. You're not trying to show her what she lost. You're just no longer available for disrespect, period. And here's the twist. When a woman realizes she no longer has emotional access to a man she once controlled, that's when regret hits. That's when silence becomes punishment, and it's self-inflicted. If you're done being tested, if you're ready to stop performing for someone else's approval, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I don't chase, I choose. Number 3. Attention is her currency. Starve her. Attention is the fuel that keeps her game alive. It's not about love. It's not even about connection. It's about validation. Every message you send, every time you check her story, every time you reply with emotion, even if it's anger, you're paying her in the currency she craves most, your attention. And as long as you keep spending, she keeps winning. She knows exactly how to trigger a response, a cryptic post, a delayed reply, a sudden shift in tone. These aren't accidents, they're hooks. And every time you take the bait, she feels in control. You're dancing to her rhythm, reacting to her moves. That's not masculinity, that's submission. But the moment you go quiet, the moment you stop reacting, stop engaging, stop watching her little performance, that's when her ego starts to starve. That's when the cracks begin to show. Because now you're not feeding the fire, you're walking away from it. And nothing shakes someone who thrives on control more than being ignored by the one they tried to manipulate. See, attention is powerful, and when you give it freely to someone who doesn't respect it, you lose leverage. But when you pull it back, when you make it scarce, when you become unavailable, suddenly you're not just a man she had, you're the one she can't figure out, and that mystery will torment her more than any message ever could. You don't need revenge, you just need distance, not to punish her, but to preserve yourself. If you're done spending your energy on someone who treats your presence like an option, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I am no longer available. Number 4. You were the prize. She forgot. She forgot who she was dealing with. Somewhere along the way, she flipped the script and convinced you that you were the one lucky to have her, that her time, her attention, her body were gifts you had to earn. And maybe you believed it for a while. Maybe you overinvested, overcommitted, overexplained. But let's set the record straight. You were the prize. Not because of how much you gave her, but because of what you didn't give away. You. Your peace, your focus, your masculinity, your loyalty. That's the value she overlooked. She forgot because you let her forget. You showed up too much, gave too much, stayed too long. And when someone's handed everything without earning it, they stop appreciating the cost. She didn't respect it because it was too easy to access. But here's the truth most men miss. Being available isn't the flex. Being rare is. You don't chase what has value. You position yourself as the man she should have worked to keep. And when you take that value away, not in bitterness, but in cold clarity, it hits different. That's when she starts remembering. Not the sweet words, not the soft moments, but the weight of your presence, the certainty you brought, the peace she disturbed, the energy she'll never feel again. Dark stoicism doesn't scream, "I'm the prize." It simply walks away and makes her watch you become untouchable. If you're done letting anyone make you forget your worth, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I am the standard. Number 5. She feeds on your pain. Starve her ego. Every time you broke down, she grew stronger. Every time you begged, explained, vented, or cried in front of her, she fed off it. Not because she's evil, but because it gave her control. Your pain confirmed her power. She knew she mattered the most when you were at your weakest. And whether she admitted it or not, that fed her ego. That's the dark truth most men don't want to face. She didn't just walk away. She watched how you reacted, and that reaction told her everything. Did you spiral? Did you chase? Did you expose how much she still owned you emotionally? If you did, even a little, she stored that information like ammunition, and now she knows exactly where to aim if she ever wants to control you again. But when you starve her of that pain, when you go cold, when you stop explaining yourself, when you show no cracks, that's when her ego starts to die. Because now she's powerless. She can't get a rise out of you. She can't live rent-free in your head. She can't control your next move. You've shut the door, quietly, permanently. This is the Stoic path, emotionless, not because you feel nothing, but because you've decided to show nothing. That's how you win, not by proving your worth to her, but by becoming a mystery she no longer gets to decode. Your silence starves her ego. Your peace destroys her power. If you're done being a source of fuel for someone else's pride, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. My peace is not her playground. Number 6. No reaction is the reaction. When she pushes your buttons, she's not looking for truth. She's looking for control. She wants to see if she still owns space in your head. She wants to know that with one message, one look, one move, she can still shake your world. But here's the thing, you don't give her the reaction, you give her the void. No reply, no emotion, just stillness. Because nothing screams power louder than composure under pressure. When she expects chaos and gets calm, she doesn't know what to do with it. When she throws shade and you don't flinch, the game ends. People like her don't fear confrontation, they fear irrelevance. And when you show her that her words, her games, her presence no longer moves you, that's when she realizes she's irrelevant to your reality. Stoicism isn't numbness, it's control. It's choosing not to give your energy to someone who's already shown you they don't deserve it. It's looking at the fire she started and walking past it without even blinking. That's real strength. That's emotional discipline. That's what breaks the cycle. Because every time you react, she wins. Even if it's anger, even if it's pain, she sees that she still matters. But when you don't give her that, when your silence becomes your shield, she's forced to sit in her own noise, with no audience left to perform for. If you're done letting people control you with chaos, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. My calm is my power. Number 7. Detachment attracts, neediness repels. Neediness is repellent. It doesn't matter how good you look, how much you provide, or how real your feelings are. If you come across as needy, you lose leverage. Because neediness screams, I don't believe I can do better. It puts her on a pedestal and puts you on your knees. That's not love, that's submission. And the truth is, women don't respect what they control. They admire what they can't quite grasp. That's why detachment is magnetic. When you're not emotionally dependent on her presence, when your peace doesn't rise and fall with her attention, you flip the dynamic. She starts to wonder why you're so calm, why you don't need her like the others, why your energy feels so damn grounded. That's the pull. It's not about ignoring her. It's about not orbiting around her. It's about moving like a man who chooses, not chases. See, when she realizes she doesn't define your mood, your self-worth, or your next move, that's when curiosity turns to obsession. And it's not because you're playing a role, it's because you've done the inner work. Detachment isn't pretending not to care. It's caring more about yourself than someone who's unsure about you. Let her feel that space. Let her feel your absence. Let her realize that she was never the center. She was just a chapter. And now, the story's moved on. If you're done begging to be chosen and ready to become the one who decides, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I choose me. Number 8. You win by walking away, calmly. You don't win by yelling. You don't win by explaining. You don't win by trying to make her understand the pain she caused. You win by walking away, calmly, with your head up, with no drama, with no warning, just a clean exit. Because that's what she never expected. She expected chaos. She expected begging. She expected you to fall apart, but you didn't. You just left. And that calm exit, it's brutal. It lingers. It haunts. Because now there's nothing to fight against. No closure, no final word, no reaction to hold on to. Just silence, and your back turned. That's what makes her question everything. That's what replays in her head at night. Not your words, your absence, that quiet, powerful move that says, I've had enough, I'm not coming back. See, when you walk away without noise, you strip her of the satisfaction of knowing she got to you. You show her that your peace means more than her validation. You become the man she couldn't manipulate, couldn't break, couldn't keep in her emotional maze. And that's when the tables turn. That's when you go from the one who tried to the one who got away. Because real strength isn't in how long you stayed, it's in how gracefully you left. If you're done explaining yourself to people who don't listen, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I leave with silence, not scars. Number 9. You owe her nothing, not even closure. She left you confused. She gave mixed signals, played hot and cold, made you question your worth. And now she wants a conversation, a little closure, a final talk to ease the guilt, to clean the mess she made. But here's the truth. You don't owe her that. Not your words, not your time, not your energy, nothing. Closure is a lie people use to soften the blow of their own actions. She's not looking to heal you. She's looking to unburden herself, to feel better about the way she treated you, to walk away knowing you understand. But why would you give her peace when she left you in pieces? Real Stoicism is understanding this. You don't need a conclusion to move on. You don't need a neat ending to start over. You don't need her to understand your pain for you to let go of it. You don't chase closure. You create it. And walking away without giving her that emotional wrap-up, that's how you reclaim your power. You don't give her the last word. You don't let her shape the narrative. You move forward with silence. And that silence, it echoes longer than any goodbye ever could. Let her sit in the uncertainty. Let her wonder what you would have said. Let her deal with the same confusion she tried to leave you in, because you don't owe anything to someone who couldn't value everything you gave. If you're done giving explanations to people who never gave effort, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. My peace needs no permission. Number 10. Be the storm she can't predict. Predictability kills power. When she knows exactly how you'll react, when she knows your patterns, your triggers, your weaknesses, she can control you like a puppet. But the moment you become unpredictable, unreadable, untouchable, that's when the power shifts. You become the storm. Silent, sudden, impossible to forecast. And she can't handle that. She's used to men who fold, who explain, who try to fix things. But you vanished from the script. No begging, no warning, no return. One day you were hers, and the next, you were gone. That unpredictability, it's unsettling. It makes her question her own value, her own power, her own choices. That's what dark Stoicism gives you. The ability to operate with calm chaos. You're not erratic, you're deliberate. You don't chase or retreat. You move when it makes sense to you. And that kind of man, he's unforgettable. Because she can't manipulate what she can't read. She can't plan for what she can't predict. Be the calm in your own mind. Be the storm in hers. Show her that the version of you she thought she knew is gone, and what's replaced it is someone stronger, colder, wiser. You don't just walk away. You evolve. And the man you become? He doesn't return to the same games. He rewrites the rules. If you're done being predictable, if you're ready to become the version of yourself she never saw coming, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. She'll never see me coming. This is Stoic Blessing. And this is how you take your power back.